times have come. Here, but now they're gone. Seasons don't fear the reaper, nor do the wind or the sun or the rain. We can be like they are. Come on, baby, don't fear the reaper. Baby, take my hand. Don't fear the reaper. You'll be able to fly. Valentine is done. Here, but now they're gone. Romeo and Juliet are together in eternity. Romeo and Juliet, and women every day. And Juliet, and women every day. Like they are. Come on, baby, don't fear the reaper. Baby, take my hand. Don't fear the reaper. You'll be able to fly. Don't fear the reaper. Baby, I'm your man. La 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 la. La 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 la.
Blood on their hands, a serpent's breath, four shadows left in a house of death. A pack of wolves in a kangaroo court. Truth gets lost in a locked report. Moscow after midnight, blood on the rail. Every liar's hand on the killer's veil. The truth's a ghost in a phantom crowd. No one's innocent with silence this loud. Frat boys swear on a broken vow. Pi Beta whisper she lied anyhow. They're gonna get you said where the cameras sink. When timelines converge, don't blink. Moscow after midnight, blood on the rail. Every liar's hand on the killer's veil. The truth's a ghost in a phantom crowd. No one's innocent with silence this loud. The Orient's knife, the driver's call. Grub truck Mac for the students' fall. They fed pain a name, they fed him a lie. The hangman's rope fits the one innocent guy. Moscow after midnight, blood on the rail. Every liar's hand on the killer's veil. The truth's a ghost in a phantom crowd. Everyone is guilty with silence this loud.
Good evening, my crime family. Sorry for the long wait, long intro. It's just waiting for people to come in. I want to say hi to my crime family right away. Time Spy, good to see you. Cryptic, good to see you. Rooster, good to see you. Moonflower Laws, my girl, good to see you. Leo, good to see you. Debbie Gazzardo, my girl, good to see you. Truth and Justice, good to see you. Green Electric Mama Blog, good to see you. Miss Johnny Knapp, good to see you. Simply Solo, good to see you. Michelle Weddle, good to see you. Good to see all of you. It really is. I don't know how to begin this or end this, or I don't know how to start. I pretty much was told about the case, and it connects everything. I don't know how much longer I'm going to go with my channel. After hearing this, I've never been like freaked out on my reservation. You all know that. But I am now. Some people are not going to like things that they connect together. But it's all right there. It's been in front of our eyes this whole time, and I don't know how to do this, how to say this shit, man. But it makes a lot of sense. Everything, it like I said, it makes everything fit. It makes why Steve G acts funny. It makes sense to why LE is acting the way they are, and the judges are acting the way they are. It makes sense to the kids. It makes sense to Farley. It makes sense to all of it. And no, it isn't rugs. Throw the rugs out the window. Throw the rugs out the window. And all I'm going to say is, if you take the rugs out, if you take those out, what would Farley be doing there? Pretty much probably directing things. I don't know if I can do this. I really don't know if I can do this. No. Take trafficking, throw it right out the window. Take trafficking and throw it right out the window. It'll make sense why there seems to be a dark overtone and a religious overtone. Just think for a little bit. Take all the rugs, take the trafficking, throw it out the window. Why was Farley there? Why was Kopaka there? Think. Why are the politicians higher up? Why does it seem like they're involved? Yes, definitely a religious overtone, but not completely. Yeah, so this will match in with the rituals. If I decide to finish this, I also, and this is after I was told, I get a letter and I'm getting cut back on my money on my Social Security. So I'm not in a very good mood to begin with. There was a bill that's been signed, and it's sneaking in to allow the American government to use military to arrest U.S. citizens. And that's a true fact. I've seen the bill. It's out there. But is that, I'm just explaining what's been going on for a couple hundred frickin' years. Again, take the rugs, take the trafficking, throw them out the window, and start thinking. What goes on in northern Idaho, northern Washington, northern Montana? What goes on? Now I understand why people are scared. Now I understand it very, very well. There's grooming and training involved. The recruitment of kids. This war has been going on for a long time and it never ended. But there's something extra fucked up in northern Idaho, Washington, and northern Montana. And I don't know how to say this. Yeah, I know, Canadian Cat Lady. I know. Or Miss Johnny Knapp. I don't know what she said. I didn't see. Oh my God. I'm having a harder time than I even thought I was gonna with this. When you have an organization that's been around a long time, and you have it could be Canadian Cat Lady, it definitely could be. Johnny Knapp says she's got a video to send me. Over 2K kids missing Easter, Cleveland. All right. One of the things that we've seen, anybody that's watched this channel, and everybody kind of laughed and blah blah blah, but everybody pretty much seeing these people in robes. Okay. I've seen them, and I looked at them again last night. I seen them. People in robes. So we all think right away, religious cult. But maybe it isn't a religious cult. Maybe there's religious ties. Maybe they have their own ideals. But this is all true stuff that's happened in the United States since its beginning. The thing is, they've been recruiting kids. They've been recruiting kids. The kids of like me. Like me. Getting ready and prepared for 2024. If these kids don't want to be a part of this robed people, that might cause a lot of problems, especially if they can start naming people within law enforcement, people within the political power. I hope to God that Pavarotti watches this and takes over, because I really don't. I'm just going to put some things on the screen. I'm just showing you some pictures. I'm going to remove myself for a second. Like I said, there's certain organizations that have been around since the beginning of this country. And they're strong up there. And they've been recruiting since somebody lost something. And they've been recruiting hard. And yes, there is government officials involved. Yes, maybe even a parent or two could be involved, possibly. I don't know. I have no clue. Again, okay, I want to say this right now. Everything that you're hearing is speculation. But you think about this. You think about it hard. If certain kids didn't want nothing to do with this, and they actually knew some of the government officials involved, and they knew who some of these other people were involved. We see you, Farley. Why would Farley be there if there's no drugs involved? Why would Farley be there? How many of the boys from the frats were recruited? Think about this. Think about this just for a minute. Why was Farley there? Why does it look like that whole Aryan Nation was involved because they're really heavy up there, people. They've been training in the woods for years. And let's just say some kids found out about some law enforcement people that were involved in this kind of activity. I mean, even judges. I can see some of those judges with the fucking hood on. Can you? Just asking. I'm just asking. I'm just asking. How many kids have they trained? How many kids are ready for this? How many? And when I say kids, I mean 21-year-olders, 20 to 30. Right, translucent. I mean, really, but think about this. That doesn't it explain? Think about what it explains. It explains the paranoia with the law enforcement and your top officials. It explains why a parent gets fucking weird and he's wearing a cross all the time on his fucking head. It's called the Warrior's Cross if you don't know, but that's what it's called. It's not your normal cross. It explains why people think the church is involved. It explains why people are scared. Didn't they just have a rally there? Like just not long ago? They marched right down the fucking street? We need to look at this case totally different than we've ever looked at it before. And nationwide. And where does it come from? There is a racism out there that hasn't been seen in this country for a while. The thing is that they got power. They have power now. They have power. They have someone that's going to back them, that's going to cover them, that's going to pardon them. Why does it seem like LE is covering up? Why is it that a bunch of them retired right after this happened? And it makes me, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm kind of spilling my guts in a way that I'm not spilling my guts. I'm trying really hard not to, because people need to figure it out themselves. They really do. I wanted to upload a song and this is before I even heard this today. It's like sometimes shit's just, the timing is just weird that I run into this one song and I didn't get it uploaded, but I'll make sure I get it uploaded for the next show. But I think we're looking at this case differently. And I was told about this from someone in the very northern section. But I'm telling you, there is training for war going on up in Idaho, Washington, and Montana. And there has been for years. Actually, that's not even nothing new. But we just America goes on. America might not go on. If that bill goes through where the military can arrest U.S. citizens, can go in the streets, and when martial law slaps us in the face, are we going to recognize it then? I seen one video where they said the people in the military are going to have a very hard choice very soon. What does that have to do with this case? Like I said, this organization has been around since the beginning of this country, since the very start. And they've been training. And like I said, if someone found out that certain politicians were involved in this organization and certain law enforcement were involved in this organization, it would be enough to take them out. It would be enough to take them out. Throw the rugs out the window, throw the trafficking out the window. It's even more so that they would have to take these kids out. So maybe start looking at this case a little differently. And I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do because there's a lot more information. There's a lot more information. No, I've had that reality for a while, Cryptic, but not in this case. I've known about, actually, I investigated northern Montana probably 10 years ago, doing an investigation about the missing Native women. And you know what I found out with that investigation is these white nationalists were killing the Native women so they couldn't have babies. That was my reality back then. But the reality of this case and how it could, I'm going to say could, tie into this case. But if you think about it, how does it make sense, right? How does it make sense? That's what I want you to think. How does it make sense? How does it explain things? Does it explain the cover up by LE? Does it explain judges acting certain ways? Is there someone higher above than them in Idaho, Washington, that has Idaho and the state of Washington? Do they have ties somewhere else? Did these kids find out something? Was Kaylee going to say something? I told Adam everything. I told Adam everything. So start thinking and tell me it doesn't make sense. Tell me it doesn't make sense. Why was Farley? Why did we hear that? We see you, Farley. Why was he there? If all that is true, you know what? That was said before Pavarotti even had a channel. Nobody knew who Farley was, but yet it's on there. We see you, Farley. Why was he there? Is this a message? Was this a message to not just other kids? A message to anyone that lives in that whole fucking area. Excuse my French. I don't know if that's French, but I didn't know that, translucent. I'll have to, well, that's, I might look into that. I'll need it because my Social Security just got hit today. And like I said, I found this out after I found out things about this case. So I don't know. Hi, Kathleen. I don't know. Kathleen, right? I don't know. I just when things like fit in a puzzle, they just fit. They just fit. Why all the lying by the law enforcement? Why all the lies on the PCA? Why all the looks like a cover up to me? Why does it look like judges and everybody are acting fucked up? Excuse the language again, Kathleen. Another nickel in that jar. Do I want to keep going on this? I don't know. Because I just found this out today. And if I start digging into names now that we have already, but we didn't look at it at this angle, I don't know what we're going to find. Because like I said, when pieces to the puzzle fit, they just fit. And we'll talk about one of the parents. Does he actually know? Do they know the reason why? Are they scared? or a part of organizations. It's really heavy up there, people. It is really, really heavy. And how many busts have we seen since this case started? How many busts? Not just of drugs, the people that have them. Who are they? What do they represent? And they did that one bust. What was it, in Coeur d'Alene, with like a U-Haul or something? And these guys were all dressed, and they had bombs and shit, and they had machine guns and all this shit. There's people up there preparing for war against this country. How important would that be to not let anybody know about? And if someone just happened to learn about it because they were recruited, or just knew about it and threatened to say something, I told Adam everything. They're going to get you girls for that, Maddie. They're going to get you girls for that, Maddie. Then in reflections, we see robes. People blew it off. Can't be real. Can't be real. But yet we hear them say, "We see you, Farley." Was that real? It's before we even knew who the hell Farley was. Thank you, WB. Thank you. There was somebody right not so many years ago. To some, it's probably a lifetime. Well, not on this job, a lifetime, but half a lifetime, maybe. Somebody knew. They reported stuff, but they got blown off. I don't know what, with everything I know about this, I don't know where to go with it. I know I'll be getting on the phone after this for more protection here. Bubbly has this to say: that's why the big bust for the stolen ammunition is important. Happened the same time everything else was going down. They were initially investigating the dude for child stuff, but found more. Good one, Bubbly. Good one, Mind Bubs. What do we do? What do we do? I don't know, Canadian Cat Lady. I don't know. Is he? I don't know. When it comes to this kind of stuff, I have no clue. I have no clue. Maybe he knew about it. Maybe that's why they picked him as a patsy. It wouldn't be hard when you got law enforcement and top politicians involved in this organization. It wouldn't take much to set this guy up. They had his DNA. And not just because he applied. They had his DNA all over that school. Tell me, does it fit? Tell me it doesn't. Because I don't want to believe this. I don't want to believe this. This is the United States of America. veterans from World War II would be rolling in their fucking graves. I don't want this to be true. I sure the hell don't want military and army in our streets. The police are bad enough. I mean, really. And when did this policeman look become huge? Last time I knew that look, they called them skinheads. They were Nazis. And now it's a big thing and everybody accepts it. Look what happened in Pennsylvania. And that's Pennsylvania. Idaho and Washington and northern Montana is 100 times worse. Exactly, Canadian cat lady. I don't. Everything I've learned today, it just fits, and it fits why certain parents might be scared and not really wanting it to be solved. Maybe that's why they want to get an innocent man to be guilty, so they're not looked into. And I'm being dead ass serious about this. Is this what's going on? Is this really true? Again, take the rugs and the trafficking and throw it right out the fucking window. I'm sorry, Kathleen. I know it's a bad day for me on the wording. I shouldn't swear like that. I'm sorry. And I'm sorry if I offend anybody with the words. But you get to a point where you just go, oh my God. Oh my God. This makes everything make sense. Is it just me? This makes everything make sense. Did Farley direct some of the recruitments from Sigma Chi to do the work? So that organization didn't go down, even though it did shortly thereafter, at least a big section of it. Why was 40 FBI agents in town? Again, it fits the puzzle. What did those kids know? Who did they know about? Was it a governor? Was it a lieutenant governor? Was it a AG? Is there certain families involved that are huge in that area that donate $1 million or something to the university? Someone, did you see those houses when Kane was riding around? How much money there is there? Were they taken out because they knew and found out a certain family or families could be multiple, which would make sense, which would make a lot of sense, including higher ups. And they didn't want no part of it. Why did Kaylee stay home for Thanksgiving? Stay there for when they were celebrating Thanksgiving, her favorite holiday? What was going on there? I mean, look at everything. Look at the whole picture. I do want to say that not all Masons, if you're looking at just Masons, I'm not looking at just Masons here, or like some Illuminati type thing. I'm not looking at that. Masons do a lot of good too. They actually do. If you look it up, I have. They do a lot of good too. I mean, there is some good Masons out there. That's just their preference in religion or whatever, and we do have freedom of religion here. But when you start talking, who I was talking about, that's a whole different ballgame. When you put race involved, and you have this organization that it's been around hundreds of years, and they're strong, and they do. There is a religious part to that. There is. Could some Masons be involved? Sure. Could there be like an Illuminati thing? Maybe. Yeah, sure. I just think that it's one thing that makes all the puzzle pieces fit. Because I can't come up with a reason or a motive, but this is a pretty big motive to keep people shut up, and not just to shut them up, to scare people, to intimidate people, and not just kids, the whole dang town, the whole area, the whole state. If you expose us, this is what could happen to your kids. If you expose this army in the mountains, this army, which is ready for war, and they've been preparing for this war for a long, long time. More so since 1945. They are real, people. They are real. They are real. And shit like this does happen. To this extreme? I didn't think so. I didn't think it was that bad. But then you start looking back. Look at Pennsylvania. Look at what's going on in the country. This is a country we're supposed to be proud of. A country that other nations looked up to. That we helped because we had big hearts, and that we didn't want another World War II to come.
We didn't want another world war. That's why NATO was invented. To keep certain powers at check. But you know what they forgot? Was right inside the country. I pray for all of us. I pray for all of us. Kimberly, because they've been planning for this for a long, long, long time, for many years. And they've been in those woods, and now they have backing. They have backing. And it is scary for the United States right now. And people might not believe me, but when they start rolling military down the streets, arresting United States citizens and shipping them off to El Salvador or any other kind of concentration camp, then you're going to realize it's real. Real as you can get. And I hate to say it, man. I really do. I hate to say it. Anyway, that's, being told about this case. And I'm saying told about this case. It is what it is. And what are we going to do? What are we going to do? I mean, the shoe fits. Doesn't have to be rugs. Doesn't have to be trafficking. Just the knowledge of what's going on in Idaho, Washington, and Montana. Did the parents deny things? I mean, there's so many ways to look at it, but the main thing is to think about it. When you think about it, think about how it fits. Like that Farley being said about how the red rums were done. Think about what's been going on, because everybody's known about northern Montana and Idaho and Washington for a long time. Did we know that it was to this extent? We should have, by the things that's happened in the news. We should have known. And if you're in this organization and you're a politician, you want this shut the hell up. You don't want this getting out. Certain people I can picture with hoods. And there are certain people I can see in robes. But were those robes some cult? I guess you could call it a cult. Now, what did I set that alarm for? I gotta laugh at some. I have to laugh or I'm gonna go crazy. I didn't expect to get my Social Security nailed, but it got nailed today. My next month will be hit. 20%. It's real. Right from the Social Security Administration. Thank you, Doge. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you, Elon. I'm sure it's going to make you richer in some way or another. Because someone got their fingers into it. But anyway, that's what I have to say today. And I don't know where I'm going to, after this, I don't know what I'm going to do. We're going to do the series, and I'm going to make up my mind what to do after that. We're going to run, what's today, Saturday? What is the schedule? Is it tomorrow night? I think it's tomorrow and Monday and Wednesday, and then Friday with Birdie, I think. I think that's the schedule. But tomorrow night is, I think it's part two of Little Monsters and Pretty Little Liars series. And then I think Monday is going to be Ritual Part 2 is on Wednesday. I don't know. I gotta look. I forgot. But I know we're gonna finish those two series. And then after that, I'm not sure what we're gonna do or what I'm gonna do. I really gotta look at this more. That's very seldom that happens, Joe. That's blown out of proportion. I did a lot of investigating into that too. Yeah, I might have to watch that, Ricky. Might have to watch that. I don't know what to think about it. This, I don't know. I can't say that it's all fact, and I can't do that. I'm not going to do that. What I'm trying to do with this video is to get you to think about it. To get you to think, is this, because I was told, okay? So it made me think, and this is the thoughts I come up with was, dang, it fits everything. I mean, I can't even find a place where it doesn't fit. So I'm going to leave it again. I'm going to leave it up to you. Well, if you're talking to me, Translucent, thank you. I don't know if you're talking to me, but I'll take it that way anyway. Exactly, Deborah. I did find a box of CDs, and no one has got that third album of mine down. I'm going to tell you the other ones. I'm looking for my third album, and whoever, actually, I better make sure I got one. Let me see here. I know I got some of the others, but these are ones that aren't. What? Oh, what the hell? Okay, well, maybe it won't be that CD. It might be another one. Okay. Oh, I do. I got one. Okay, so my first CD that I ever came out with was called Dance with the Wind. Okay, I have none of those CDs left. If you find one, they're rare as hell. I started out getting published the cassettes, and then I went to CD. So there's only like 300 of those CDs out there. There's quite a few cassettes, but there's only about 300 of those CDs. That was called Dance with the Wind. My second one I'll show you this one. But this isn't the one I'm looking for. It's going to be the third one. This is my second one. Okay. And if you can see the name on it, it's called Enchanter. Okay. And this came out in 97. Okay. The third one is what I'm looking for. The fourth one was called Last Dance of the Crow. That's one that went international, just like one of the songs off the new album that's coming out went international. But there's one in between Enchanter and Last Dance of the Crow, and that's the one I'm looking for. There's 2 words to it. I have mentioned it on videos. I've named them all. I've named every single album. But I'll give you a hint. Mix some words around. What it is a album that I came out with. There's a couple of new songs on it, but it's songs off the first 2 albums. Okay, it's songs off the first 2 albums that were either remastered or even redone, like keyboards added in, saxophones, blah blah blah, whatever. There's hints there. Now, Last Dance of the Crow was the last one. Like I said, it's in between Enchanter and Last Dance of the Crow. Maybe I should just do it this way. Maybe I should just do it this way and just get it over with. There's 2 words to that third album. The second word is dance. Okay? The second word is dance. Only 2 words to that album. Send me an email. First email I see in the order gets a free CD of that album. Yeah, I've been told that a lot, call girl. And I might have to. I didn't want to, but after Social Security, some of it being taken, 20% of it being taken away, I might do that. That'll be that. I was told it. How do I just stop this? There we go. Why is this going on? Is there a Timberwolves game tonight? Trying to figure this out. Ooh, close. Simply, you're thinking. WB is thinking. Oh, moving on. That's actually a song on one of my albums. Actually, I think I played it on here. You guys remember me doing a song where there was skydivers? I had a video of the skydivers, and at the end of the song, they're coming down. They're from the Netherlands. Yeah, that was anyway. That was the name of that song. No, it's not Let's Dance and Last Dance. No. Okay, again. My first album was Dance with the Wind. Second one was Enchanter. Third one, I'm not telling you, but it's got two words. And then the fourth one was the one that went international, and that's Last Dance of the Crow. None of those are right so far, but you can send me emails, and the first one I see, um, with it, I'll send you a CD. Anyway, I thank you all. I love you all very much. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But when you're told something pretty directly, it's just pretty freaky. I really wanted to download that song. I really did. I have to get to that. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna run this. I love you all, and and don't take this like one of the reasons that I was freaked about running this video is because you know me, I don't like getting into politics. So I don't want to offend anybody over politics at all. Whatever your politics are, that's fine with me. You're allowed to have your politics and to have your opinions in this country. I just hope it stays that way. And that's what I'm worried about. Anyway, and worried about solving this case. I love you all, and I tried not to speak. Rock and roll.
for the broken hearted. No silent prayer for faith departed. And I ain't gonna be just a face in the crowd. You're gonna hear my voice when I shout it out loud. It's my life, it's now or never. I ain't gonna live forever. I just wanna live while I'm alive. My heart is like an open highway. Like Frankie said, I did it my way. I just wanna live while I'm alive. It's my life. Yeah, this is for the ones who stood their ground. For Tommy and Gina, who never backed down. Tomorrow's getting harder, make no mistake. Love can't even look, you gotta make your own breaks. It's my life, it's now or never. I ain't gonna live forever. I just wanna live while I'm alive. My heart is like an open highway. Like Frankie said, I did it my way. I just wanna live while I'm alive. 'Cause it's my life. Better stand tall with me calling you out. Don't bend, don't break, baby, don't back down. It's my life, it's now or never. I ain't gonna live forever. I just wanna live while I'm alive. My heart is like an open highway. Like Frankie said, I did it my way. I just wanna live while I'm alive. It's my life, and it's now or never. I ain't gonna live forever. I just wanna live while I'm alive. My heart is like an open highway. Like Frankie said, I did it my way. I just wanna live while I'm alive. It's my life.
We have a winner. We have a winner. We have a winner. I'm going to put it up on screen. We do have a winter. We do have a winner. Right there, Enchanted Dance. We do have a winner. Simply send me an email. Make sure you put Simply Solo on in the the title or whatever. And this is it right here, Enchanted Dance. You'll get a signed copy, Simply. Good job. Good job. Sure you did, down the rabbit hole. It's on the screen. Simply Solo named it Enchanted Dance, and that's what it is. It's a really good. It's got some of Dance with the Wind, and it's got some of Enchanter. That's what I kept trying to say. A couple of letters and mix words around. It was from Enchanter to Enchanted, and Enchanted Dance is the name, and it's got some really good songs remixed and stuff on there. So I hope you enjoy it. Simply, yeah. And thank you all for trying. And yeah, I know, Paul, but I don't want to get a copyright. And this way I don't get, I still get it every once in a while, but they usually drop it, but whatever. Yeah, that's another good song. This is Johnny and Hap. um, Places I remember but never been. Oh, yeah, it's deja vu. Okay, Simply. Yeah, good job. Yeah, congratulations to Simply Solo. Yeah, excellent job. And I hope you enjoy it. And okay, everybody. I'm really happy someone wanted to see me on this. That makes a really rugged day for me to be good. Thank you very much. Have a good evening, you guys, and take care. Be safe. Good night.